Well, sure.
We don't have, because I know that there's some physical capacity so what's the, I mean, I don't know how it's going to be. We don't have a culture with all the records that we have for our
Alright, so we'll be starting the working lunch. These two here are my colleagues, Stefan and Adama. Adama is part of the SGA of Hostos, and Stefan is a current member of Student Leadership Academy. And they're here to educate you about the New York Senate, the Model Senate project that we have. So take it away.
All right. Thank you, Iana. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stefan DiViello. This is Adama Salvadogo, and we both are actually model senators. So we're going to be talking a lot about government today, so I hope we don't bore you guys. You guys are eating, so that first off, that's great. So we have your attention because you're eating. So nobody's hungry while we're presenting. So that's good. So we're going to get right into it. Why is government important? Can anybody give me an answer? Why do you guys think that government is important? Because they manage everything? Why else? If you are a former model senator, you cannot answer this question. I saw a hand, yes? Keeps everybody in check and makes everybody follow the rules. Any other answers? Okay, so does anybody know what the Senate is? Yes, Brian, hit me. What is the Senate?
The Senate is the upper chamber within the state legislature.
Can you say that a little louder, Brian? I didn't hear you up here.
The Senate is the upper chamber within the state legislature. There are two chambers,
What are the two chambers?
the Senate and the Assembly.
Senate and the Assembly. Perfect. So, why do they matter? Why does the Senate matter to us who are in this room right now? Why is it important to know who your local senator, your state senators are? What do you think? Don't ask you that question while you're eating. Good answer. Yes. All right. Get us. Speak a little louder.
You're the one that passed the law?
They're the one that passed the laws. Yeah, that's something near it. Yes. So you can remember them and vote for them again? Very good. Umar, you have any answer for us?
The policy and the law that they made impact our daily life. So it's important and crucial to know who your local representatives are, and so you can find out what kind of policy you want to implement in our community.
Precisely. They are the ones that are implementing policy that is affecting every single one of our lives as we speak. So it's extremely important to pay attention to your state senators that are going back into office in a couple of weeks. So the Model Senate program is a program.
There you have it. What is the Model Senate program? Somebody have that question for me? That answer for me, please? Model Senate.
What is the model senate. If you guys know what the senate is, what is the model senate? What do you guys think it is?
Nobody?
A school senate? A training? A training for us to become senators. Good, that might be it. Any other answers? Any other guesses?
Anyone else?
Come on, guys, you clearly aren't hungry right now. So, guys, give me some answers. Come on. Design to serve as role models for what the Senate actually is. Yep. Any answers from any former model senators? What is model senate?
Former model senators.
senators. Senator Zamora, anything?
That question?
What is the model senate program?
It's basically like a training program that teaches you prepare out on the floor. You actually learn a couple concepts, which is leadership, decision-making, research, all that kind of concept that you learn throughout the program.
Precisely. So the Model Senate program is a simulated Senate program where students are placed into either the Republican or the Democratic Party, and they deal with a piece of legislation that the government is currently dealing with. Last year for Model Senate 22, we dealt with healthcare reform, and that was one of the biggest issues for the Senate last year. This is just a fancy way of just clearing up all that this says. So, Madame, can you just read through it for us?
You have like every year more than students, he or she, students are brought together for the sake of intensive training seminar and state policy formulation, legislative processes, representative and leadership.
All right, you have to be nominated by your campus. So each and every single model senator is nominated by their campus, more than likely by Jason, to actually serve on the Model Senate. It's a very prestigious program. When you get there, it is a lot of hard work. I'm going to show you guys my Bible for the Model Senate. So last year, funny story, I started Model Senate. Does anybody have a friend that will tell you to do something, and then when you guys get ready to do it, they don't want to do it anymore?
Yeah.
All right. So I had a friend, and she said, "Hey, Stefan, I want to do Model Senate. Will you do it for me?" And what I did was, I said, "Sure, let's do it." I signed the application. I bring it back to Jason. She brings hers, partially done, back to Jason. And then next thing I know, Jason says, "Well, boss, you're the only one doing Model Senate. She's not doing it anymore." So I'm standing there looking at him, and I'm like, I can't do this. I made every single excuse in the book to not do Model Senate. So it was from, I don't know how to read anymore, I don't have a Metro card, and every single one of these problems were alleviated. And when I got there the first night, this binder was given to me. I was told, hey, this is your study guide. This has every definition you need. This has facts, this has figures, this has demographics for your constituents in it. Study, learn it. This is your Bible. Now everybody sees this book, right? I'm just gonna say a little stern over here. Everybody heard that, right? Yeah. So everybody sees that that clearly is a very heavy book. Now that being heavy, what do you guys think what I did the next day when I came back to school? All right, left it there. I didn't leave it there. What do you guys think?
I think maybe you should try to annotate as much as you can.
No, I didn't annotate. I ran right back to Jason and I said, "Boss, I can't do this." And the first thing he said was, he looked at me, because he's usually at his computer, he looked at his computer, he looked up at me, he goes, "Boss, you're gonna do this." And that's it. So that's how I got roped into Model Senate project. For me, thank you, Adama. For me, it was a very enriching program. Many of my class are actually sitting here. So if you're a former model senator, can you please stand up? You're a former model senator. So these make up my class. There are a few other model senators. Saint himself, who just did an amazing presentation, is also a former model senator. Hi, Zaira. How are you? I love you. So I would say that the whole room are model senators at this moment. So I'm dubbing you guys model senators. So you guys will write an argument paper today. Okay, calm down. We're not gonna have you write. All right. So some of the other skills we learned is we learned a different side of government. Usually, when you guys hear Republican, what do you think?
Bad things.
Bad things. What else? What else do you think when you hear the word? When you hear the word Republican? And please do not give me the one-sided answer of Trump. So
They only care about
they only care about the rich people. What else? What else about Republicans, guys?
Taxes.
Higher taxes.
Cut all the programs.
Cut all the programs. What else?
Give people hard time.
Give people a hard time. So not only did I go to Model Senate and get a huge binder and get told to study this binder. This binder is your life for the next 4 weeks. I get told, Senator Duviela, you are now a Republican. I'm not going to tell you guys what party I vote for, but I will tell you I was extremely discouraged. I came back to school again and I looked at Jason and I said, Jason, not only do they want me to study this book, but I'm a Republican? Really? Me? And he looks at me and he makes me a deal. He said, if you do a good job with this, you will be the person that I will, your video will be the video that I show each and every single Republican that is ever going to exist at Hostos. So what do you guys think I did?
You did it.
You're right, I did it.
You have to do it.
I had no choice. What I did was, I walked up and I said, all right, I'm going to do this. So I started studying, and I started reading, and I started sleeping, and I started studying, and I started reading, and I started sleeping some more. But one thing that took was the information in it wasn't hard. And because the Model Senate project works, that you get to work with your colleagues, I wasn't alone. So I noticed when I was falling asleep, somebody would nudge me. And if you see Brian in the back, Brian is one of the most amazing speakers that I've ever heard speak. And that's a credit to him, and also Senator Zamora back there. Two of the most amazing speakers I've ever heard. And the motivation that I got just by seeing Brian work motivated me. I'm like, all right, well, this is my friend, so I got to step it up. So I came in, you go to Model Senate Project, you go to the sessions, there's one whole day session from 9 a.m. in the morning to like 6, 7 at night. Right, Brian, you remember that session? We all were tired. They gave us sandwiches for lunch. Much like today. And it was pretty cool. Next slide. The Model Senate ends in a trip to the United States Senate chambers, which is an amazing experience. And that's for 2 reasons. For me, it was amazing because, one, they told me I'm not supposed to be there. This government did not want a person of my color anywhere near a Senate chamber. So this was one of those things that was very emotionally gripping for me. I complained about this process for such a long time that I didn't realize what it was when I was going into it. So when I went into it, I got into the Senate chamber, and I looked around, and you see those huge red chairs that you see on TV sometimes?
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn, I look good in this red chair. and you're like, okay, I can do this. I'm an actual senator. Because at the point where you reach the Senate chamber, you are no more a model senator. You are a senator.
Wow.
I was a senator of the 56th district. I knew my demographic. I knew my constituents. I knew everybody. One thing I forgot, though, one thing some people forgot, was that we can't take selfies in those chairs. We can't. So you're over here taking selfies, and they're like, students will enter the chamber and are expected to follow the decorum of an actual state senator. You will never see a state senator pull out his phone and go, hey, selfie time. Never in the history of all senators will you see that. So that's pretty interesting, and I had to really catch on really quickly. They are in a mock Senate session, and they must follow all the rules of the Senate. If a senator does it during model Senate, you have to do it as well. It is expected that you will follow the decorum, you will learn it. And this is one of those things that they teach you constantly, day by day. So when we went every Wednesday night to sessions, they were teaching us the decorum, they were teaching us the language, they were teaching us the skills needed to actually be senators. Each senator may speak if they so choose when recognized by district, and they will have the opportunity to vote either for or against party lines. Let me ask you a question. What do you guys think party lines are? Just a party lines. What do you think is a party line? If I'm a Democrat, what would be my party line? Republican? If I'm a Democrat, my party line is Republican. No, that's the opposite party line. All right, so if I'm a Democrat, what is my party line? Democrat. So who's a Democrat? All right, if I'm a Republican, then I'm on the Republican party line. Our job as model senators was to stick to our party lines. We got the same information, we all processed it differently. As individual senators, but as a group in total. And we got into the Senate chamber, and I'm gonna tell you, this was a hard decision because dealt with something that we all need, healthcare. Who thinks that healthcare should be a right rather than a commodity? Raise your hand, clearly. If you think that the state should have a say in what type of healthcare you have, do you think that the government should be able to pay for your healthcare? Hey, I see the hands. Come on, guys. I'm just naming things out. Just not participating. Come on. They owe us. I've heard that. That's a really big one. They owe us. Yes. So this was an extremely hard decision. And mind you, I'm sort of not on my normal party line because I'm a Republican. So do you know what they trained us to do? Be unbiased with your decision. You have to vote within your party. And that was interesting for me because obviously we all as human beings have our own ideologies, and we're like, okay, well this ain't right, this doesn't look right, I don't want the government touching anything of mine, because the last time I took something of mine, I lost it. And that's what it is, right? So it was very hard for me, but you have to stay unbiased. You have to stay focused, and at the end of the day, I did it, somehow.
How did you do it?
How did I do it? How did I do it? Okay. I did it through networking skills. I talked to you guys about my fellow senators, who were more than happy to share information with me. If I did not know vernacular, they were like, hey, bro, you said that wrong. Even on the bus, we actually took different buses up to Albany. So the Democrats took a bus and the Republicans took a bus. It was pretty dope. The charter buses, we went to the graduates, it was pretty cool. When we actually got there, we were completely ready for it. Through networking, the ability to formulate an argument based on the evidence that we had. They gave us these huge books. Now, I know I had class, I know I had things to do, but so did my colleagues. But we all combined efforts, and we all wrote arguments that were effective arguments, and that could have stood in the actual Senate. We worked in teams, we showed leadership, and also we had a knowledge of Senate policies. So we were ready to go. So now, next slide. So quiz time, guys. I'm gonna ask y'all 2 questions. What branch of government do you guys think the U.S. Senate falls into? Come on, no. Guys, right now, do not be afraid to answer. There's no wrong answer. I lied, there's a wrong answer, but definitely don't be afraid to speak. The legislative branch. Great job. All right, guys, I'm going to allow you guys to take out your phones just for this one question. How many New York State senators are there? 2. Are there 2?
Yeah,
2? 2 for each state? So there's 2 for each state. Okay. For sure. Yes? Yes?
She going.
Right?
I'm gonna agree with her. She going.
Right? 63. I heard 2 and 63. It's 100 in total. 2 for each state. Good. So Brian, your figure was 63. You want to double check that? All right, can somebody look up right now? Can somebody do me a favor? Look up how many senators New York State has.
2. I believe her.
You looked it up?
I believe her.
You believe that? Did Google tell you that? Did Hello Google tell you that? Did Siri tell you that? Which
She
one?
told me that.
She told you that? Alexa told you that? Alexa? Oh man.
63 for New York State.
63 for New York State? Well, New York State is a difference. Yes. The House of Representatives does have a good quality. You are completely right. All right, we're going to get to the bottom of that number. Next slide. Videos. All right, guys. We've talked about our speeches, so you guys will have the opportunity to see how Adama and I did. So could you click on that first link, Adama? No, you got to click on with the mouse. It's not a touch computer.
District 56 votes no to MS 22. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I have the floor to explain my vote? I want to say this, and I want everyone in this room to hear me and understand it. District 56 will never leave this bill, and we will never support endeavors by representatives in this body to create the financial welfare of New York State. I've thought a great deal about how the proposed New York Health Care Act would affect my constituents. I wish I could say that I've considered both the negatives and positive aspects, but to be honest, I can only calculate the true cost of passing this bill, and to say it would be detrimental not only to my constituents in District 56, but all of your constituents as well. You cannot tread lightly where American lives are concerned. Although the prospect of giving every single New Yorker free healthcare insurance is admirable, there are many other concerns too great to ignore. First, I will not ask my constituents to believe in a bill that does not improve our current national healthcare system, and at the same time eliminates the free market our constituents rely upon to choose affordable healthcare, and their choice is paramount. This bill, perhaps in the minds of those who sought to have it heard, like Senators Estrada, Diallo, and Valdez, and many others in this chamber, though it appears to be of positive intention, will have a negative effect on my constituents, your constituents, and their families, and their overall way of life. I cannot and I will not do harm to the people of the state of New York. I swear on no side effect, and I stand firmly against this bill. I call on each and every one of you to do the same. Thank you.
How did I do, guys? How did I do? Now, guys, don't give me too much of a cheer because we still have a dollar here. We started to feel bad.
Oh, you got a little jealous?
Oh, wow. You did great. You did great.
Senator 50, District 57, Senator Salvador.
With all due apologies,
I'm here today to wish for my mission to something that the new act. In consequence of this large population of national security issues, one is may have not as minded. The passing of the speeds will encourage New York State population and trust me, Senator. The consequence will be more disastrous than anything. This legality will always and only act with their own interest. This is what the Republican Party stands for. We advocate for those who care about the American value, meaning the American way. Do not get me wrong. The Republican Party is not affiliated with racism or any acts. This means the same American value and allow our stand. Honorable Senator, if this date passed today, I'm pretty sure I want to be the only one absent in our next year. Stand up for America together against the Green Act. Thank you.
So guys, now we're gonna show you guys some of the pictures from that weekend. So, just so you guys, if you didn't believe that we actually went to the Senate chamber, that was the actual U.S. Senate chamber, guys. We were there. I promise you guys, we were. So, my colleague here, Adama, his model Senate was the 21st model Senate. That's MS-21. And if you notice this gentleman here with the blue shirt and the red tie, that's Jason. So if you look in the back, that's Bossy Bobby. And right to the center of that group is President Gomez, and to the other side, the complete opposite of Jason, is VP Cruz. You guys have seen some model senators in this room, so. I'm going to tell you guys a secret about Jason real quick based on this picture because Adama thinks this is the worst one. It's probably not. So what Boss does is you have to be, if you join the academy, guys, please be prepared with your picture face. If you are not prepared with a picture face, he will catch you with food in the corner of your mouth like Senator Adama. My model Senate was 22, rather large. Oh wait, this is worse. This is clearly worse than his. See how, alright, guys, see how professional I look? I'm smiling, I'm like, I got this, I'm a man, I'm a senator. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. So this is all of CUNY. This is every participant from the CUNY cohort. You'll see Brian in the front. Senator Zamora, I mentioned a few people in my speech. They're all in that picture, and they were the opposite side of me, so they got really mad at me for using their names, but it was good. This President David Gomez, he gave a welcome address during Model Senate. Alright, that's the best picture. Clearly, I have no food there. There was no food allowed in the chamber, so I couldn't look stupid.
Wow. Ooh, look at that
Alright, so guys, in closing, I want to say something about this picture in particular. Being a part of this academy for the past 2 years has honestly changed my life. I know you guys will hear it 1,000 times this week from every single presenter that is associated, affiliated with our academy. This academy does change lives, and it is a simple choice. It doesn't take that much time to volunteer and do something for somebody else. It doesn't take that much time to impact somebody's life. So for me, I came into this school, I had been in college before, and I left. Flat out left, went to the Army, came back, it's like, I'm good, I'm fine. When I started here, things changed. I got an application for the Leadership Academy that I held in my bag for an entire calendar year. 1 year. Held in my bag, making just every day about it. When I finally signed it, my life changed. I met a group of like-minded people that were out to change not only the community, not only themselves, but the world at large. And through being a part of this academy, I've not only gone to Model Senate, I've gone to the Model United Nations, even though we had a different presenter for that. I've probably done everything in the Leadership Academy. And today, it's kind of a history-making day for me, because this is the last thing I'll do with the Academy for some time. I'm actually going off to John Jay in the spring, so this is sort of my I promised myself I would not cry because I'm a crier, and he's recording me, boss is back there recording me. He just closed up to my face, everybody didn't notice that. It's zoomed in on my face like he's gonna cry again. But it has been the most amazing experience to be a part of this academy, to call myself a member of a body of students that have literally not only done well in their classes, but taken it a step further and actually helped the community. Because when you go outside, like we went to this CUNY luncheon, and one thing that I believe Zyra coined, or another one of our alumni, Dario, is Hostos! So when you're out there and you're at any conference, you'll hear Hostos! That's us. And that was created as a rallying cry, so this is my rallying cry to you guys. Guys, do something. Michael said it yesterday. Do something. Say it, resounded it today. This is your story. It only matters how you write it. If you use this as the pen to write it, I guarantee you guys, your story will be that much better. So before I step off, I'd like to thank every single member of the Leadership Academy. Thank you, Jason, for giving me the opportunity to present. This is like the one thing that I wanted to do. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.